Hi, hello. This is new video about Quran, and I will try to mention the spoils of war, or Al Anfal surah. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. They consult you about the spoils of the war. Say, the spoils of war belong to God and the Messenger. You shall observe God, and exhort one another to be righteous, and obey God and His Messenger, if you are believers. The true believers are those whose hearts tremble when God is mentioned and when His revelation are recited to them. Their faith is strengthened and they trust in their Lord. They observe the contact prayers, and from our provisions to them they give to charity. Such are the true believers. They attain high ranks at their Lord, as well as forgiveness and generous provision. Mentions the heaven and ranking in heaven. So if you do good things, if you do more good things, you will have higher ranks. And if you do less, and then you will have less. When your Lord willed that you leave your home to fulfill a specific plan, some believers became exposed as reluctant believers. They argued with you against the truth even after everything was explained to them. They acted as if they were being driven to certain death. Recall that God promised you victory over a certain group, but you still wanted to face the weaker group. It was God's plan to establish the truth, His words, and to defeat the disbelievers. Here the important thing about the war in Quran is that first thing in Quran, the war is defensive, and some might escape or try to avoid or something, and so that and God says that if there is war, you should know that there is. So if there is an existing war because of the unbelievers, then you should defend yourself. So this is defensive. But in a defensive surah, they cannot say like defend without power. So they should use their power indeed, and they should be strengthened and should be brave. For He has decreed that the truth shall prevail and falsehood shall vanish in spite of the evil doers. Thus, when you implored your Lord to come to the rescue, He responded to you, I'm supporting you with 1,000 angels in succession. God gave you this good news to strengthen your hearts. Victory comes only from God. God is Almighty, most wise. So here is the important thing, and I don't want to mention. So I want to keep the next verses for the next. So for the next video. So here the thing about the surah. Um, God. So the war is actually like your test, and whether you shall participate or not, and the war should be righteous. Just because you claim that you are Muslim, it doesn't make you Muslim. So because there are many people claim to be Muslim in the Muslim world, like I mean the people in they do some weird things. They make money through terror, and they are not acceptable. This is here this verse, this surah, some saying about something else. So you shouldn't believe for those who distort the book to control you and to convince you to do that, and we should and you should be respectful to unbeliever as long as they're peaceful with you. And so here there is a community fighting against unbeliever community, and then God says, I will be with you, I will protect you against them. It's not an individual thing. So God wants communities to strive for the common goal when they're together with the belief of Islam, and that's what the surah tells actually. And and then we should carefully read and understand the surah, and we shouldn't fall for people who do bad things using the name of God, and like collateral damage is one of them. Like they hurt other people, and this is unacceptable. Like they don't know what's going on, but they just think they just harm someone just because they're part of that group. This is unacceptable. So you should be aware of it. Anyway, that's all I want to say. Quran orders peace and wants peace everywhere, and you should defend if in case you were attacked by a group of people. And that's all I want to say. And see you. Bye bye.